right, so today we're diving deep into the future of AI. And, there was all that buzz a while back about, which companies were going to, like, rule the AI world.
Right.
Turns out the really fascinating stuff isn't about, like, who but how.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's not just about bigger and faster anymore. We're really entering this whole new era. You could call it the era of reasoning AI, and the implications are massive.
Yeah, and our guide for this deep dive is a recent essay by Sequoia Capital.
Sequoia.
Those venture capitalists, they've got that knack for predicting the next big thing.
They do.
And they're saying that generative AI is going from thinking fast to thinking slow.
It's a really interesting way to frame it because it is a shift. It's as profound as the one from, like basic calculators to those really sophisticated computers we have now, like early AI. I think those chatbots we've all messed around with, they could respond super quickly, but not always intelligently.
Right.
Now, with models like OpenAI's o1, AI is actually starting to think more like we do.
Okay, so OpenAI, those are the ChatGPT folks, right?
That's right.
What's so special about this o1? Is it just like ChatGPT, but, on steroids or something?
That's a funny way to think about it. But it's more like giving ChatGPT a whole new brain. o1 uses something called inference-time compute. And basically what that means is it can actually analyze and reason through problems instead of just spitting out these statistically likely responses.
Okay, so inference-time compute. It sounds pretty technical.
And
Can we
just-
unpack that a little bit?
Absolutely. So think of it this way. Imagine you're trying to solve, I don't know, like a really complex math problem. You wouldn't just blurt out the first answer that pops into your head.
Right.
You'd take your time, you'd work through the steps, maybe you'd even try a couple different approaches.
Sure.
That's kind of what o1 is doing, but with any problem you throw at it, whether it's writing code, designing legal strategies, you name it.
So instead of just recognizing patterns in data,
Right.
which is kind of what we've always thought about with AI,
Yeah.
it's now simulating strategizing, almost like it's thinking several steps ahead.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's what makes this thinking slow approach so groundbreaking. It unlocks a whole new world of possibilities, like the difference between that basic calculator I mentioned earlier that can only do arithmetic, and then a really powerful computer that can run complex simulations or even design entire virtual worlds.
So it's not just about AI doing things faster, it's about AI tackling entirely new types of problems that require actual reasoning and strategic thinking. But I'm wondering, how does this reasoning AI actually work in practice? I mean, is it really as revolutionary as it sounds?
Well, to understand that, we can look to a really fascinating example. From a few years back, AlphaGo, the AI that mastered the game of Go. AlphaGo wasn't just playing Go, it was really strategizing in a way that no one had really ever seen before. Imagine a computer program that's outmaneuvering a grandmaster, not by, brute force or anything, but by anticipating moves and planning strategies, essentially by thinking several steps ahead.
It's like AlphaGo was playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers.
Exactly. That's the key parallel here. Just like AlphaGo used its knowledge to kind of simulate and evaluate future moves, o1 is doing the same thing, but with a much broader range of tasks. It's not limited to like a specific game. It can apply this thinking slow approach to coding writing, analyzing legal documents, even composing music.
So we've gone from AI that can beat us at chess to AI that can compose a symphony while it's simultaneously writing code for my next $1 million app. It's kind of mind-boggling when you put it like that. But what does this actually mean for, the average person?
And that's where Sequoia's insight into this services as a software revolution, that's where it comes in.
Right, because they were saying that this is kind of like the cloud computing of work itself. Instead of buying software to help us do our jobs, we're going to be buying AI that can actually do those jobs for us.
That's exactly right. Think about it. Today, we have software for just about everything, right?
Right.
Project management, accounting, customer relationship management. But with this reasoning, AI, these tools won't just help us do our jobs, they'll do them for us.
So instead of using Salesforce, for example,
yeah,
to manage my customer relationships, I'll have an AI that's basically like, my superpowered sales team, working 24/7.
That's the idea. And Sequoia highlights, there are companies already building these. AI as a service applications. Companies like Harvey, which is developing AI lawyers.
Okay.
Factory, which is building AI software engineers.
Wow.
And XBOW, which is creating AI cybersecurity experts.
Hold on. AI lawyers, AI software engineers. We're talking about a future here where we're all out of a job.
It's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
And it's one we should definitely explore further.
So we've got these AI lawyers, AI engineers. kind of waiting in the wings. It's exciting, but
Yeah.
it's also a little unnerving if you ask me. Are we all about to be automated out of existence?
Well, I think the future is less about AI versus humans and more about how AI can actually augment what we can do. Think back to those AI-powered customer service agents we were talking about. They're not replacing human agents completely. It's more like they're handling those routine tasks,
Right.
freeing up human agents to actually deal with the more complex issues, the stuff that really requires a human touch.
Right. So instead of being chained to a phone all day, answering the same questions over and over again, those human agents can focus on cases that
Yeah.
maybe require more empathy or creativity.
Exactly. And this principle applies across so many industries. Imagine doctors using AI to analyze medical images. It gives them more time to actually spend with their patients,
Right.
or architects using AI to help generate building designs, freeing them up to focus on aesthetics and functionality.
So it's not about replacing jobs. It's more about kind of like transforming them and
Mm-hmm.
maybe even freeing us up from some of that more mundane stuff so that we can focus on the things that really make us human. Like you said, our creativity, our ingenuity, our ability to connect with each other.
Now you're getting it. And that brings us back to Sequoia's big prediction, this rise of services as a software. As this technology keeps developing, we're going to see an explosion of these AI-powered services that can handle increasingly complex tasks.
So instead of, a
Anything.
company hiring an entire marketing team, they could just subscribe to an AI marketing service.
Exactly.
Or I could have my own AI personal assistant that manages my schedule,
Yeah.
books my travel,
Right.
maybe even helps me plan my meals.
Precisely. And this kind of shift, it has the potential to be so democratizing. Imagine small businesses having access to the same level of expertise and support as these huge corporations, all thanks to AI. It's a future where the playing field is leveled, and innovation can truly come from anywhere.
That's a really powerful thought. It's a future that it definitely feels exciting, but it's also a little bit daunting. We're going to need to adapt, learn new skills, figure out new ways to contribute.
For sure.
But it's also a future that
Yeah.
seems so full of potential, a future where we can work smarter, not harder, and where technology actually helps us unlock our full potential.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, we really appreciate you diving deep with us today. Until next time, keep those minds curious and remember, the future is full of possibilities.